Imagine your father is one of the greatest basketball players of all time. As you can probably imagine, your life would be quite eventful, with a lot of attention and media at a young age. However, while that may give you publicity for your young career, it also means you've got to carry the burden of carrying on your father's legacy. And as we're seeing in Bronny James's case, sometimes that burden can be too overpowering. Today, we're going to be talking about how Bronny James is not ready for the NBA. Now, I know you all must be thinking, why is that? Is he not talented enough? Well, stick around till the end as we answer these questions and more as we delve into the various intricacies surrounding Bronny's young career. Without further ado, let's begin. Before we talk about Bronny James, first I want to talk about the NBA Summer League. I know a lot of people disregard it since we mostly see rookies and rotation players in action, but it's a very important platform for new players to get into the rhythm of things and to get up to speed with the level of gameplay in the NBA. Moreover, it also allows players to dust up on their skills in the offseason. In fact, the top performers in the Summer League have a huge chance of playing for their respective franchises in the regular season later on. And this is why you can imagine that players really want to give it their all, as it is their biggest chance to show off their skills and prove their worth to their coaches. However, it is worth noting that not all who shine here will make the cut for the NBA. I mean, we all know how competitive it truly is. You can imagine the league as an exclusive club, reserved for the top 450 players globally, where only the most exceptional talents thrive. So you've got to be pretty amazing to get yourself a spot on the roster, or else you'll find yourself in the G League. But how is this relevant to Bronny James? Well, he has started to feature for the Los Angeles Lakers in the Summer League right now. And as you can imagine, he's been attracting a lot of attention to himself due to his lineage and the spotlight that comes with being LeBron James' son. Now, while some people might thrive under that pressure, James, being just 19, seems like it's taking a toll on him. I mean, just take a look at his recent performance for the Lakers in the Summer League. Taking a look at his performances up till now, I'm not sure most teams would even consider him as a potential bench player, let alone a starter. In fact, the only reason he still might be selected for the regular season is, well, his dad. I mean, it isn't like he is jeered due to the obvious nepotism going on. People adore LeBron James, and many consider him the best player of all time. It's no wonder they want his son to continue his legacy, which is why he usually attracts a sizable audience who keep on supporting him and pushing him on. However, I think that has actually been counterproductive for the young player, as he's been struggling a lot, shooting 3 of 14 in one game, which is beyond embarrassing. What's even worse is that he failed to nail even one three-pointer and was quite indecisive and hesitant in his overall gameplay on the court. Alright, now some of you might be saying that he's just struggling to adapt a little, and slowly but surely he will get better. But if you dig deep a little, you'll find that he has never performed well. I would argue he's been average at best. Don't believe me? Well, take a look at his college stats. He averaged only 4.8 points per game and shot 36.6% from the field. Now that is really poor for someone who was picked 55th overall. He is being heavily overshadowed by other picks such as Reed Shepherd, who is having an amazing time in the Summer League, easily one of the best players this season. Bronny's difference from these players is immense, which underscores the gap between his potential and NBA readiness. Okay, now don't get me wrong, he still has a lot of potential. For starters, he possesses athleticism similar to that of his father, and he's also got a reputable basketball IQ. In fact, looking at his potential, one could argue that he can be selected. He just needs to polish his skills in training. He's got everything he needs: the grit, the athleticism, the explosiveness. But while it seems like he's got all of his bases covered, he lacks in the end product. Yet, in my opinion, he still can make it. That being said, the genetic advantage is not enough. He needs to work as hard as he can to bring out that true potential and finally earn his place in the NBA. But it's not going to be as simple as it sounds. He will need to do very well and be consistent throughout the beginning of his career if he stands the chance of being a regular in the NBA. His father might have helped him get selected. However, he's got limited time before his father retires from the game that he loves and thrives in. And after that, he'll be on his own. Until that point, he needs to up his game so that he can make a name for himself before his father retires. I mean, you never know, he might turn out to be an amazing player and finally deserve his limelight outside the long shadows of his father. Now, up until now, we've decided that Bronny indeed has what it takes to become an NBA player. But a big factor that people fail to realize is the pressure that he is under. I'm not even talking about the comparisons to his father, the fact that he's come under scrutiny for making it into the league over other more deserving players just because of his father, the fact that the Lakers decided to sign him to a 4-year, $8 million contract, despite being drafted 55th overall, really put a lot of pressure on him to perform. Sure, some of you might think that he's got huge opportunity to become an NBA player, which is a dream for a lot of teenagers. But then again, a lot of people might crack under pressure, and that is easily the biggest reason he might fail. On the other hand, he's got everything in place to be successful in the end, despite his lackluster start. For example, he's got one of the best training coaches, some of the best equipment you could ever ask for, and overall the best atmosphere to improve within. It really helps when you got one of the most successful players of all time as your own dad. The financial factor could really make a difference. The only thing Bronny needs is the mental energy to push through the extra media attention and scrutiny and make use of this incredible opportunity. Now, I'm sure that a lot of players have passed all that, had all the talent and all the desire, but actually lack the finances to work on their game. Bronny, he's got the dough. He just needs to focus on his end goal of making it big in the NBA. Okay, now let's take a look at things from another angle. If Bronny had joined a comparatively smaller team, like for example the Pistons or the Wizards, which are teams that are developing right now, he might have succeeded in making it to the NBA roster since there are not enough quality players competing for those spots. That way, there might be chances for him to play in the NBA, and might actually have the opportunity to improve with the minutes that he'd be getting. However, since he's now playing for the Lakers, things might be a little tricky for him. We've got top-tier stars like AD and LeBron, among other stars, so the chances of a below-par 19-year-old playing over such players is almost zero. This will really hamper his growth, which is crucial for him right now, since he's already average or below. Nevertheless, the road to NBA success is always paved with challenges. A lot of players have been under pressure for various reasons, but have pulled through in the end. His father, for example, was easily one of the most anticipated rookies of all time, yet he managed to pull through in the end, despite being under a lot of media coverage, and was regularly criticized for being overrated. Sure, he is pretty talented when you compare him to his son, but still, it goes on to show that anyone can perform under all that pressure. For Bronny, refining his skills, particularly his shooting and decision-making under pressure, will be pivotal. He really needs to improve in that regard, but if he takes a leaf out of his father's book, he can succeed in the end. Now, after saying all of this, in the end, I'd just like to say that the hope remains that Bronny can harness his potential and carve out a meaningful career in the NBA. He seems like a great kid, and despite his extravagant childhood, he really seems down to earth and pretty humble. It's no wonder he's loved by everyone and they want to see him succeed. Moreover, we've seen glimpses of how good he can be. He just needs to work on consistency. Whether he ultimately succeeds or not, his story is a reminder of the complexities and realities of professional sports, where talent, opportunity, and sheer determination intersect in the quest for greatness. Let's hope that he can pull through in the end and somewhat follow in the footsteps of his amazing father. And that's a wrap, folks. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss a new video from us. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you in the next one.